Hi everyone, this is Laure Jeremy and welcome to the UniToShine podcast. Today we have a special guest, Rob B. Welcome, Rob.
Hi Laura, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Good.
So to let you know, I invited Rob to talk about, so he's currently launching a new business after 60. So this will be the whole topic. Launching a new business after 60 and also alongside your professional career, because Rob is not just launching a business, is still working and doing different activities, which is going to introduce to you guys. So just a tiny introduction about why I invited Rob. So of course for these topics, and also I met him recently a few months ago in a coaching program, and I think with him as a person, what he's doing could really bring a lot of knowledge to the podcast, and I think he has so much to share. So Rob, if you want to introduce yourself, which I think you do much better than I.
Okay, Laurie, thank you. Okay, I'm Rob B. I'm a professional musician. I've been a professional musician most of my life, nearly all really. And I'm an artist. I paint and I make and I sell paintings. I co-run a gallery here in Lancaster where I live. And I do gigs, not as many as I used to, but one or two a week perhaps, still. And I've my new business, which I've been running now for over a year actually, Laurie, is called The Art of Health, and it's all about aging healthily, so staying healthy as you age. So my little elevator pitch, which I if someone asks me what I do, I say I'm Rob B. I'm a musician and an artist, and I've now developed a program to help people sing inside for the rest of their lives. So that's pretty much what I do now.
Oh, I love your introduction. Yes. I need to practice.
So I'm helping people to sing inside as well as be, yeah.
Oh, I love it.
I'll just quickly explain. The Art of Health is about three things. It's about eating well. So it's about food. That's the first thing, getting the right nutrition. Secondly, it's about movement, exercise. None of this is really, I don't say you've got to do 2 hours of this or eat, no strict diets, no joining gyms, things like that. It's all natural, simple stuff. And the third thing is creativity. And being creative is so good for your brain. It fires both sides of your mind, and it keeps you sharp, basically. So that's what I say. I try and help people to stay sharp and healthy as they age.
So, yes, thanks for explaining that and the Art of Health. So because always in the podcast and the people I invite to share their experience or something that I think will help our listeners, it's always a question how these people fit in within UniToShine, the podcast, and in terms of sustainability and providing something, an alternative to what we currently all do. And really what you just explained really justify and explain the reason why today you are within this podcast, and how much you can share with our listeners, but also how much your new business can bring and help people to be healthier and to find new ways. So maybe if you want to explain a little bit more about that and this way about alternative, sustainable alternative would be great.
Sustainable. I recommend my key. What's the word? My key theme throughout everything in The Art of Health is nature, natural. And that's the question you should ask yourself, I always say, is it natural? So if you're looking for, if you're going to have a cup of coffee and you think, oh, shall I have something sweet with it? Should you have a piece of cake made out of all refined flours and refined sugars, full of calories, and it's a quick hit. But it's got no goodness in it at all, hardly any goodness at all. So I'm looking at, if it's natural, it is much more likely to be good for you. For example, can I just share this? When I have a cup of coffee, I made some last night actually. I make simple, sugar-free, sweet snacks to have with coffee. And they're really beautiful. I make a biscuit out of just 3 ingredients: banana, bit of almond butter, and some oats. And that has to be cooked. And then the one I'm going to have today, I should have got one and I could have shown it to you.
Yeah.
I could nip and get one out of the fridge. Yeah.
Next time we meet up, you need to bring some
Right,
of your biscuits.
yeah,
I want to try them.
But the other one I've made is just nuts, some cashew nuts and some almonds and a couple of dates, put in a fast food processor for a minute or two, and it all clumps together, and you can mold it into balls, and then put some oats or something to dry it on the outside, and they're just so tasty and so nice. And there's only 2 ingredients in there, and they're nuts and dates. So there's no refined sugars, it's all natural, and it's really good for you. And the same goes for my exercise programs. I don't believe in joining a gym and using all sorts of fancy equipment. You can do so much. Just people think, I need to get fit, I'm going to join a gym. You can walk outside your front door, go for a walk, swing your arms, enjoy the air, be outdoors, be amongst the trees, or even walking down a street, noticing, feeling the world going by. And that's so much better for you to get started. Admittedly, if you're going to join a gym and you get a personal trainer, you can probably really do yourself a lot of good. But certainly initially, I recommend that people just get some exercise wherever they are. And basically getting out into nature, that's my big thing, is to get out somewhere where there's trees and green and smell it and feel it. I love it. Yeah. So that sustainability, is that what you mean by the question?
Yes, exactly. I mean, that's also, of course, as soon as we met, I totally connect with you, because for me, I mean, your program and what you're doing is how it gets me started in all of that. Really was all about health. For me at the beginning, I just wanted to be healthy. And because I wanted to be healthy, then I start changing my diet, and then I learn about how my diet could impact the environment, and how also it could, about, how much I could hurt animals. And, it start, and after I was like, and what about business? So that's why, yes, of course, you totally answer to this question. What I wanted to say about what you just shared is like, so my dad just got diagnosed of cancer, and when you're talking about refined sugar, so this is something I'm trying to educate him about, how he can change his diet, how he can improve, this little thing. And I wish for him, he doesn't speak any English, but I wish for him, he's over 60, 71, that he could meet you, so he could join a program like yours, and
yes,
because what I believe as well is when you get sick like that, even though you can have treatment and you can after end up be cancer free, you can be again sick, because if you don't change your lifestyle and diet, what to a certain extent probably got you sick,
so important. Yeah.
It will come back. So that's why for me also my mission with my dad is to educate him around all of that, and hopefully, all of this is new for him, changing his diet, not putting sugar in coffee, all of this. So I'm trying step by step, to open up his vision around that. But hopefully one day be ready, maybe to join a program like yours. I mean,
Oh,
not
I
in
hope so,
English,
yeah.
not in
More than
English,
welcome,
unfortunately,
yeah.
but in French, because you only speak French. But yeah, and also what you were saying about the date and any nuts. Oh my God, date and cashew nuts or peanuts. It's like eating a Snicker bars. It's so
really,
good.
really tasty and nice.
It's so
but
good.
There's those two things in it, and it all molds together. It's
I
brilliant.
love it. I'm so lazy, I don't even use a blender. I just put a date, some nuts.
Oh well, yeah. But I take when I go to the cafe in the afternoons. If I'm working, I find if I stay at home, because I work from home now using the computer all the time. In the afternoons, if I stop work, I think, oh, I can't be bothered. But if I walk down into town, it's about 15 minutes walk with my laptop computer. I go to a cafe, get a nice cup of tea, and I don't buy a cake in the cafe because there's too big and far too big, the portions, and it's all full of sugar and flour. So I take some of my little sweets with me and just have those with the tea. I know you're not supposed to eat food in cafes, but I don't care. Rules. I'm 67. I'm buying a cup of tea, so they're not going to bother if I just eat a little sugar-free bit. And if they do, I'll go somewhere else.
Or maybe you might give them some ideas to just offer, this type of alternatives.
One particular cafe, I've given them the recipe, and I've said if you had these on the counter, you could sell these for £1 each.
Yeah.
Nice biscuits with just 3 ingredients, no sugar. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's fantastic. What I also do is I eat chocolate. No, sorry, it's not chocolate. It's cacao. So it's 100% cacao. And the thing is, now I'm eating less and less sugar. And now when I eat chocolate, I'm like, ooh, this is so sweet. It's too sweet.
You notice it, don't you? Yes.
Yes, straight away. Even if it's 85%, 70%, ooh, it's way too sweet for me. It's so funny. But yeah, thanks for answering this question. So as I said, I think your business model and what you're offering really provide a new alternative and way of doing something that we should all in a way do, or at least improve. And you are offering this in a way a simple way, like going out. Sometimes people are saying, oh, I don't have time, not to go to the gym, or I don't have the money to join a gym. Years ago, I went to the gym and I found this really expensive, really training. And I was bored. And as you said, I prefer so much. I going, there is some sunshine. I go out and go for a walk and have some fresh air. And
you can do so much.
You
can do some press-ups or lift some things at home, I've got a great story. I'll quickly tell you a little story.
Yes.
A friend of mine who lives in about a few miles away from here, he owns a big hotel and he built a gym into his hotel. So he's got this gym. The gym is, I think people pay about between £600 and £900 a year to be a member of the gym. It's only busy in January for a few weeks. The rest of the year, so he doesn't have to have hardly any staff on. So he's made lots of money and he bought a Ferrari. Beautiful, beautiful car. And where he lives, they've built, it's an estate, a newish estate with big houses. And they've built speed bumps on the, in the road.
Yes,
and he couldn't get his car out. He couldn't go over the bumps. So he had to get it on a truck and keep it somewhere.
Oh my God.
So it's a beautiful car and it probably is an investment.
Of course.
But it was just funny. He had that in the garage and it's so low to the ground. So he was a victim of his own success. But the story is that the gym is empty for most of the year. Nobody there hardly.
I know.
January, it's busy. People think I'm going to join the gym and go to the gym. But people don't sustain it. They try and do too much too quickly, too soon.
Mm.
If you did 5 minutes a day in a gym and continued with that, you'd be a lot better off in the long run. I
Yeah, or it's
recommend.
just a simple resolution. Every day you start
Yeah,
with a short walk, 5 minutes, 10
that's
minutes.
part of my program. Yeah,
Yes.
before breakfast, outdoors, 5 minutes.
And
Simple.
after you just build up from that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it makes you feel good. Yeah,
Yes. So,
it does.
Ron, also, so I think what you're offering into your program and your business model, I think is just fantastic. And I just wanted to know a little bit more if you can explain, because a lot of our listeners, essentially, most of them they're working and they're looking, to maybe quit their job or do something else on the side. And
Yeah,
as you explain, you're already something, you are a musician, you work in a gallery, you do a lot of stuff. And my first question is, why this decision? Why have you started this new business at 67?
oh wow, why? I'm interested in things, and um, I've always been a bit interested in business. I've been self-employed most of my life as a musician, and I've had a couple of businesses. I ran an event company for a while, and I had a music shop and a recording studio. But the reason why I started this business at my age, um, I enjoyed being at home more. I was working away on cruise ships and traveling around the world and being away. And I wanted something so that I could still earn enough money to live, but be at home. I haven't saved enough pension. That's my problem. I've been a rock and roll musician out on the road. And so I still need to keep doing something. So I got interested in the business model of having online products that you could produce and sell. Originally, I did some things for musicians, but I'm now doing it for people who are interested in improving their health. But the reason why did I start the business? I don't know. I'm just really interested in doing things and helping people and being involved with other people. It'd be easy to sit at home and do very little, but I like to be out there meeting people, and running a business is a great way to do that. And also it's a project, and I teach this, that having a project to really get your teeth into is so good for you, to keep you sharp and bright and getting up early, and gives me something to get up for. It's great. I think now my mind is quicker today than it was 2 or 3 years ago, because I'm doing more creative things, and I'm getting up in the mornings, and I'm running this business. So I'm constantly thinking and being creative and doing things. And most of that comes from running the business. Running a business is a very creative activity. You're creative, Laurie, by doing what you're doing. So, and that is good for your mind. It keeps you sharp, improves all your brain processes and everything.
Mm.
We need to exercise that muscle. So for loads of reasons, I recommend starting a business or running a business. And it's so easy now, because there's all the facilities. Everything you need is available online. You can look up anything you want. And if it's something you're passionate about, that you're interested in, I'm helping a friend of mine who lives down here, who's about my age, actually. She's just a little bit younger. She's still over 60, but she makes, she carves wood and makes interesting things. She's quite way out there, some quite abstract things, but she makes interesting looking things and polishes them. And I'm helping her to create an online business, to actually, with a little website, and then getting it on eBay and on Amazon and things like that, so that she can actually start to make an income from her making these beautiful things. And it's all the information you need is there. People just need a bit of guidance, and you're the person for that, Laurie.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Rob. I mean, you're so right. I mean, launching a business, you can have so many why, and your why, like helping you from because you haven't been saving maybe enough for your pension or keeping. I remember when we were working and preparing this interview about keeping your mind sharp after 60. I mean, this is brilliant. Even for me, I'm not 60. But still, when I started all of that, and I've been doing marketing and business for a long time, it was a lot of stuff that I started doing for my business that was new for me. And
So
at the beginning,
curve.
and at the beginning I was struggling like all of us. But after, you get used to it and you learn your way of processing or doing stuff, and just your brain is, as you said, it's a muscle. And I think it's just fantastic, really fantastic. And also the way, as you said, like giving you a purpose. This also is brilliant. Even if you don't do for money and you do it because it's a purpose, it's something you're an interest, like your friend, your neighbor. I think it's just fantastic. It's an activity, it's a purpose. It helps you to stay young and sharp, and
it's good to learn new things. Learning new things is really important. There's some research about Alzheimer's disease, and I've forgotten the name of the professor now. She wrote a book called Still Alice. What's her name? Can't remember. But she did some research it was nuns, and all these nuns were in their 80s and 90s, and they gave them brain scans, and 30 or 40% of them had all the physical attributes of someone with Alzheimer's, but none of them showed any of the symptoms. And it was all because they continually did creative things and learnt new things, and helped people and had philosophical discussions. So by keeping their minds active, they absolutely suppressed the Alzheimer's, the outcome of Alzheimer's, because they reckon about 1 in 4 people have got it's starting to happen in the mind.
Yeah.
But by keeping doing things and keeping interesting and eating well, you can stave all these things off. Yeah. I reckon I'm 67, and I think I'm 2/3 of the way through my active, healthy life. So 100 is my aim. To still be doing this, still running this business, still talking to beautiful young ladies on the screen and all these things. I'm going to still be doing
yes, it also helps you so much to connect with new people, and that's why also I love it. And I mean, for me, and I'm sure for everyone starting a business, if you start a business, you need to love what you're doing. Otherwise, I'm like, what is the point? Really, it's because you are going to spend so much time, so much energy. So you really want to do something you love. And for me, starting that was my main goal, was really to connect with the people I want to work with. I want to know more of these people in this community, and people who share the same value as mine. And this also gave me such an opportunity to find so many people that I'm so interested about and learning from, and this is just brilliant. And
that's such a good reason to start a business right there.
Yes,
to meet people, interesting people.
Yes. I mean, there is, as you said, there is so many why, and we can all have different why. And I think your why, for most of us, would be more like probably the same: connect, purpose, keeping the mind sharp. All of that, or money can be also money as well.
Yes, to earn money,
Yeah, as well. And what I wanted to say about, there is no age about when you can start. You can start young, you can start any age. And as you were saying that 3 years ago, it really, you can see that the difference between now and you 3 years ago. And it's not because today is not something, we are struggling of doing, or we feel like we are not capable of doing, because this can happen at any age. my mom, she's 70, and it's not about launching a business, but at the beginning, you know, when she had a mobile phone, she was struggling, and I installed on a phone some apps. One of them is WhatsApp, and you know, she was a bit struggling, but she finds a purpose and an interest to use WhatsApp to connect with me, because I'm in UK, she's in France.
Yes.
So, and now she's using WhatsApp like really, really well. So
Yeah.
when you have an interest behind something, like if it's to connect people,
Reason.
make money, if it's to, you know, whatever interest is, you will manage, you will know, and you will learn, and you will enjoy it.
Yes. Yes, definitely. Yeah.
And so what I wanted to ask you, moving forward, is what are the benefits of launching a business at this age, and yeah, what are they?
I think we've covered most of them. Meeting nice people is good. Earning a little bit of money. I'm earning a bit of money. I think any kind of business has to exist if people want what you're producing or providing. And so you are helping people by running a business. You are helping anyone who comes to buy something from you or pays you for something. Someone once described business to me as an equitable exchange. So both sides always, if you run your business ethically and with integrity, which is another one of the highest reasons for me to be in business, is to have integrity and to be ethical about my practices. But it's an equitable exchange, so your customers are gaining from your experience and your knowledge. They're paying you, so you're gaining from that. And then the money you earn, you use to live, and you spend it at you might buy some cherries, and there's some people in Brazil or wherever they are who pick these cherries, so you're helping them. So the whole thing works, and it's I see the big picture, and so your question was, what are the benefits? I would say that feeling of helping people is great. Meeting people is good. And also, because I'm enjoying it, it's a project, and it's something that it keeps me very busy if I want it to. It means I get up in the mornings. It's part of my day now. It's a morning routine. I was out on my bicycle in the dark at 6 o'clock this morning, and I love it. It's given me a lot of impetus to get on with my life. And as I say, I'm sharper than I used to be. A few years ago, when I was just being a musician, I would work in the evenings and then stay in bed in the morning. And then when I got up, I'd go, oh, it's a bit late now to do anything this morning. I'll have my lunch. And then in the afternoons, I'd sit around and maybe do something. So I wasn't really getting on with my life. I was making music, which is a lovely, beautiful thing. But I didn't feel that I was getting anywhere with my life. But now I'm running this business, I feel very switched on about it all. It's a really positive thing to do for anyone, whatever age.
Yeah. And also, so sometimes some people are like, yeah, but I don't know which business to launch. And the thing is, they might say, oh, but this already exists. And I think, yes, I mean, there is many business like ours, like mine or yours, but after it's really depend of who you are, and also the problem, because most of the time when we launch a business, it's around our personal journey, and also something that we did solve within our experience and, you know, our life, and it's something most of the time we want to share with people. So for me, it's more about marketing and launching a business. This is my own journey, and people sharing with me the same value. And I really want these people who are within this situation, maybe struggling within their job and feel like no align with their value, but they want to do something else, but they don't know where to start. So this is what I have to share with them and help them going through this. And the same as you. So what I wanted to say is like, people in this situation today thinking of, yeah, maybe it's a good idea to launch a business, but you know, which type of business? It's more about look within you, who you are and what is your experience, what you've been through, and what essentially what do you have to share, what did you solve in your life, and
so what can you help other people with?
Exactly. How can you help other people? And based on that, most of the time you can really build a business, a great business that you will enjoy doing, you know about, and can be really successful most of the time.
Yes, oh yes. And the beauty of this is, when I was years ago to start a business, I needed some premises somewhere. I bought a shop and I had to stock the shop and that sort of thing. With the technology now, with this, we can start a business just with a computer, and you can source things, and you know, you can even sell other people's products. If you're interested in running gear, or if you're interested in pottery, you can source products. You don't even have to touch them. You can sell them through, you know, market them and sell them, and you've got a business. Yeah. So it's quite easy to set up a business in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Not easy. I wouldn't say that, but it's all the information you need is readily available, and with people like you coaching people, I think everyone should do it.
Yeah, I mean, if it's something they want to do it, and if something is missing in their life, yeah, it's something they should try, because the risk is so limited now, and also you can start without any money, without any investment. So it's risk free. I mean, it's more like learning and learning something and maybe making some money out of it, and having probably a really good experience. Than not trying. At least you try, you see if it works, or if it's something you like, or you don't. What I wanted also to ask was about, because we are talking about a lot of positive aspect about launching a business, but I would like you to share with us some challenges. So, because of course there is always challenges, whatever we do in life. So what are your personal challenges?
With the business?
Yes.
With running the business? It's a steep learning curve to learn about marketing, online marketing. For me, that was been quite and then all the softwares that you need to be able to make use of. For instance, I've got an auto-responding email software, and it's very complex. So when I first started, I thought I'll never get hang of this. But now I'm flying with it. I've just done something this morning. Facebook advertising, the Facebook Ads Manager, is so frightening when you first look at it. Do you use it at all?
Yes.
Yeah, it's so complex. There's so many different aspects to what you can do. But you know, I've been doing it for a year or so now, and I can just switch it on. I've got 2 or 3 ads running. I've got 3 ads running at the moment, and I know just what to do with them, how to set up the advert and the ad set and the campaign and all those things. So the challenge is not being put off by the complexity of some of those soft things you have to learn about, because anything that you start to do, if you decide if you need to learn how to do it, you will find a way of doing it. Everyone is capable, but it's having the wish to do something, the why you want to do it. If you've got the why, you'll figure out the how. You'll figure out how to get your head around things, and you'll get help off people. I had a coach for a little while who helped me with the Facebook advertising, I joined a couple of online courses to help me with producing materials and selling them online. So there's lots of help out there. But if you decide you want to do it, you can do it. But the challenge is not being overwhelmed. That's you know, there's been days where I've thought, oh, this is too much, you know. But then get up the next day, and I think because of the nature of the business I'm running now about health, I endeavor to live what I teach. So I talk about people having a positive mindset and getting up in the morning and writing in the journal what they're going to do that day and that sort of thing. So I live this life, and it really helps. It really works. It's I think a few years ago I would have found it more of a challenge. I'm learning how to sort of manage this. Well, I don't really have much stress. I just take it all in my stride, really. Yeah. And what other chat? Go on.
No, carry on. I will carry on.
No, I was just thinking. Are there any other challenges? Money. You know that I've subscribed to various things, and if I don't produce an income, then it will be costing me money. So, unless you need a bit of money to get started, because you're not going to make money straight out the blocks. You know, you need to. A business needs a bit of time to build, and you will incur some expenses early on. So that is a bit of a challenge. Is having the courage to say, right, I'm going to spend money on this without actually knowing that you're going to get a return on it. So you have to have faith in yourself, and it's. I mean, I do worry about it. I say I've got no stress. I do worry about things a bit, but once I've made the decision, I'm just going for it.
Yeah, I think it's totally the right attitude. When you're saying about when you start using a software like your email software or Facebook Manager, it looks so complicated. But this is more like, it's not something, if you're saying this like this, Rob, 3 years ago, or when starting and opening this software, you're like, oh my God. But I think this person now will be like, oh no, this is really friendly, and no, you just have to click there and there.
Yeah, just by doing it, you get used to it.
So it's all about, really, it's all about getting used to it. And so I think what the key point here, what you just shared, is like, when we start doing something new, of course it will come across challenging, like a new software, changing an habit, changing a way of eating. You know, it's like you are going out of your comfort zone. It's like, oh, you know, it's an effort. It's like, it's hard at the beginning, but more and more you are doing it, more it becomes an habit, more it becomes easier. And then after, yeah, like always, you can do it with your eyes closed, and okay, so I'm going on Facebook Manager and I create a new ad and up live. So this is so true. So I think it's how hopefully people within this interview, they will just, hopefully, if they think about starting, they just need to understand, is something also we did share in one of the first podcasts I did. It's all about be also realistic about, you know, when you start, that of course there is some challenges, but it's all about no quitting, because at the beginning you are going to struggle, for sure. You are going to struggle. Everything you are doing, unless you have someone with you or doing for you, everything is new. So when something is new, then you are going to struggle. But after, if it's again something you love doing, you know, and maybe you're struggling now, just go for a walk, as you also advise, and maybe do it again the next day, and a little bit and a little bit, and after it feel like simple. And when you were saying about investing in your business, so yes, I agree with that sometimes you need to invest in software, but after also, I don't want to put people off with that, because there were so many ways, at least at the beginning, to start with free software or trial
Yes.
software.
Yes, there is. Yes.
To get to learn about the software, test the software, and you have so many options to
Yeah.
start for free. Of course, there is some limitation with the software and what you can do. That's why there is a free version and a pay version. But so there is possibility for people and alternatives, and also the group coaching that we are both in. Our coach always advise different options for someone who is just starting something free.
Yes.
Or with a really little investment, we start a big commitment and something a little bit more expensive, which maybe will help you because the software is great and it's going to do some stuff faster for you. You're going to save time and stuff like that. So yes, so it's something to keep in mind. But at the same time, putting a bit of investment, financial investment, as also our coach is saying, we need also push you a bit harder to try to do it and push to go all in. So
Yeah.
I think this is also a good point to remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also what I wanted to ask was about the rewarding, because we've been talking about the benefits, but are there any rewarding, maybe we talk about a lot about professional benefits, but maybe talking about more personal rewarding? What do you think?
I don't really separate my personal life and the business, because in a way, because I'm living this. I get up and I'm thinking about it and I'm doing it, but then I suppose two things here. If I can make enough profit, I can then take I can treat my family. I can buy things for my granddaughter, or not just rubbish things, but things which fit in with my ethos of sustainability and education. So, for instance, I took her to an art workshop in the summer, and it was 5 days, and I dropped her off in the morning and picked her up in the evening. It was like an art camp, a work camp, but it was an art camp, and I paid for that, and so that was very rewarding to do that. And I wouldn't have been able to do that had I not made some money through the business. So there's that side of it, and then there's the just the inner feeling of fulfillment from achieving something. And when one of my students says to me, "Rob, you've changed my life. I'm enjoying life so much more." I had a conversation yesterday with one of my students, and he started with me in September. And he's the first thing he says was, "I still go for a walk before breakfast every morning, and it makes all the difference to my day. And it's thanks to you, this Rob. I got him on this program at the beginning, And so just things like that just give me a really good feeling of satisfaction. It's a bit like when I'm a musician playing music for people. It's when they respond and get pleasure from it. It's so fulfilling. It's such a good feeling. I think that's, and it helps us, doesn't it? If we get, what's the word? If we get someone enjoys what we do, basically, it affirms that we're on the right path, we're doing something good,
Yeah.
So they're the two main rewards, I think.
No, I totally agree with that. And that's also I doing what I'm doing, because a year and a half ago I went to the UK Food Fest, which we discussed a lot about.
Yes.
And I met so many people, and at that time I was thinking about what I will do next. And I love yoga, I love nutrition, I love healthy lifestyle, but I'm like, oh my God, it's so far away from my experience and background and degrees. Do I want to become a yoga teacher? Do I want to become a nutritionist? I was like, oh, I don't know, I don't want to again start from scratch, something totally new. And after I was like but I won't be all of these people anyway, never. I can learn more, but I will never be all of them. And I was like, why? Because I want to impact more people. I want all of these people to be healthy. I want these people to be more conscious in terms of the environment and all of that. But I can't be all of these people. And I'm not the right person to talk to their audience, to influence them. So I was like, why don't I help these people who already have the skills to impact these people? I'm like, maybe so I can use my skills. I can use my skills to help these people that I will never be, but these people will have a bigger impact that I will never have. So this is, I love this rewarding feeling, like, oh, this is great. And after, you make such a difference in life of people, or for me, like having a positive impact on the world and making a change the way that we live, etc., is so important. But I wish that I can help people who be so much better delivering this message for them after to reach their audience and to have their impact. So
yes, definitely.
It's And so my last question is, like, because our listener might be, oh yeah, this is great. Oh yes, I might start a business, but I'm busy, and I have my family. So how do I do that? And that's why also I invited you, because you are a busy person. I mean, you're not just sitting on your sofa all day long with your guitar and trying to play. I'm sure. I mean, so can you share a bit with us, like, how do you manage all of that with your personal life, with your granddaughter, still playing, the gallery, launching your business? How do you do that?
It's I don't know. I just do it. I think having a can-do attitude. So, there is just a couple of things I can share with you here. Saying no is really important. So, having boundaries around how you spend your time. Now, there are things which in the past I might have just done without thinking about it, because it's what I've always done, which would eat up my time. For instance, I've been offered a gig playing music, which involves getting a band together and driving down 30-40 miles from here, getting a PA, putting it all in, doing it all. And at the end of the day, I'll earn, quite good money, but it's not fantastic. But that will eat up so much of my time that I've said, I'm sorry, I can't do that. It's not what I do anymore. So you have to be able to say no to things. What's that fantastic phrase? We are kept from our goals not by the difficulty of the goal, but by an easier path, but by a simple path to an easier goal, or a goal that we know. So you can be held back by wasting time on things which aren't going to help your new future, your new future. Another thing I might do, I'm trying to stop doing this, but sitting in front of the TV at night, it's so easy because you're tired, you just sit there, and it gets to 9 o'clock, it gets to 10 o'clock, you're watching a series on Netflix. I'll just watch the next one. And if you continue doing that, you can't get up in the morning. And so that the knock-on effect, it ruins the next day. So now I try and have my television switched off by 8:30, 9 at the latest. I write in my little journal a few words, what I'm going to do the next day, prepare everything, prepare my breakfast of brilliance. I'll talk about that in a minute, and go to bed. And then the next morning, I get up really early. Well, really early for me, about 5:45, something like that, 5:30, 5:45. And I'm out for a bike ride, meditate for a bit, write in my journal, and it means I can get on with the day. So by stopping doing things, I think that's you have to regain control of your life so that you're not. And I never watch the news in the mornings. I don't want external input first thing in the morning. So I leave my phone switched off in the mornings. There's no notifications coming on my computer now. They're all switched off, because these distractions, if they reckon if you get distracted if you're doing a task and you're in flow and you get distracted, it takes 20 minutes to get back into doing what you were doing, to get back into that flow state. So I think that's been the main change that I've made, is saying no to things, and to social things, midweek, going out in the midweek. It used to be my life, going out at nights, waking up late and that sort of thing. But I just feel so much better now, better than I have for years and years. And it's because of saying no to things, I think. So does that answer the question?
Yes, totally. I was, yeah, totally, because it's what I was thinking. For me, it's been exactly the same. So I think it's really about identifying your goal first and build your life around that, or make some changes. So for me, like when I decided my goal was to launch this business, I changed a lot of stuff in my life. As you said, the first one was saying no to stuff. For me, it was maybe slightly different, but instead of going to a easier path, like doing maybe some contracting into, what I always been doing, and was really good money, I was like, no, because this will distract me. It will be good money, but I will spend so much time and hours into that. After, I won't have the energy anymore to do what I really want to do. So fair enough, today I'm earning less, but I'm looking right now, I'm looking the future and what all of this investment, personal investment, or even financial investment, what is it for? And keeping this in mind always, I just remember every day why I'm doing this. And in honesty, since I started, I'm happier and I'm much more focused. What I'm doing today as an income doesn't distract me and give me all of the time I need to just focus on what I want to focus, is to build my business. So I think is right. And also what you were saying about going on Netflix, most of us, we all do. But I think for me, what was good, and this also with my husband this year, is waking up much earlier. So, I mean, I'm French, so French people not as late as Spanish people, but we eat quite late in the evening. And it's been quite a struggle for me. So now I'm much better, but we really try to eat kind of. So it's not always the case, because for some reason, sometimes we eat later, but between 7 and 7:30. Before it was 9 was, or 9 or 9:30 for me, it was like dinner time. And just changing that, and after trying to go to bed much earlier, switching off the television much earlier, and having your little routine, like for me, it's like putting the light and, like some candle, and just, getting ready for the next day, really already set you for the next day already, and setting you to go to bed and, just be relaxed. And I think, like, I've been doing some journaling last year. I need to go back to that. And I think this really... Some journaling. Having your journal, like writing your journal.
Oh, journaling.
Sorry, journaling. My French accent. Yes, so I need to go back to that. I think, like, as you doing this in the evening is great. Just emptying your mind, putting this into your journal, and also having something a bit ready already for the next day.
Yes, it makes all the difference.
Yes, I think these two are really good advice, Rob. Thanks for that. So before we leave, so can you tell us a bit more, because I know you are working, of course, on your new business, and at the moment you are working also on a new challenge. So can you telling us a bit more about all of that?
Yes, I've got my little mini course or challenge starting this Monday, actually. And I've been doing Facebook advertising and that sort of thing. But the challenge is called Feel Fab in 5. And it's 5 minutes a day for 5 days. And by the end of the 5 days, you'll feel fab. And it really works. It's just some little techniques that I've learned how to do. And I lead people through the week and give them a new task to do each morning. Not a task. You're having trouble with the light. That's better.
Yes.
That's better. Yeah.
The sunrise.
The sun came out. Yeah.
Too much light.
Yeah. Sorry, that I was watching you then. So the Feel Fab in 5 challenge. It's a technique, something to do, and it's all about starting your day in the morning, first thing in the morning, so that you feel bright and sharp for the day. And that also leads on to I've got 2 other programs, one called Change Your Ways in 30 Days, which is quite an intense program, where you get 5 videos a week, and I talk to you live 2 or 3 times a week. And that's to really try and ingrain some new habits. And I've got so much really good information about nutrition, exercise, movement, and mindset stuff, and creativity, thinking about art and all sorts of things. And then that leads on to a program called New You in 52, NY52. And I've got a couple of students on that now, and that's a full 12 months of coaching and helping people to stay on it. So, because it takes a while to get feeling good and feeling healthy, and keeping yourself that way. It's all very well learning a new technique, but because of how life is, you start something new and then you stop doing it and you just don't bother going back to it. So by doing something over 12 months, the idea is to keep people on track and to literally change people's lives, to change your life. And everyone has it within them to do that. So they're the 3 main programs that I've got running, and they're ongoing. This is part of my business idea, is I'm going to run the challenge on the 3rd Monday of every month. So this Monday, the 20th, is going to start, and then there'll be one starting in February, on the 3rd Monday of February. And then the New You in 52 program starts at the beginning, the 1st Monday of every month. And the 1st month of that program is the Change Your Ways in 30 Days program. So that's to really intensely get people thinking about the health and how they're going to change the future and make it better. And then the 12-month program helps them just stay on track for the whole 12 months. And beyond that, you'll be a different person. You'll have a healthier lifestyle. Start a new business, start projects, be creative, eat beautiful, tasty, healthy, natural food, and do beautiful, natural exercise outside. Yeah, perfect. So that's where it all leads for me. That's my products.
I mean, I haven't joined your program, but I did change my diet and lifestyle. I've been working on this for so many years, and it really do help and change. So I'm just certain that whoever join your program will.
And also, I'll just have to say, there's people of all ages. It's not just people my age on the program. I've got people in the 40s, the 30s, the 50s. So anyone who's thinking about staying healthy and really having a longer life, we can alter our potential lifespan. I call it health span, so much by doing the things that you're just talking about now.
Yeah, and the earlier you start, yes, the earlier you start, the better. because it makes such a difference. And just after the way of living, your perspective in life will change as well, and your attitude, like you were talking about, positive attitude also, yes, such an impact. Like what you put into your body, what you do is such an impact. Also with people, is the way you interact with people, and the way you react to things.
Yes, respond. Yeah.
Yeah. So to everyone listening, if you are considering, or even not yet considering, changing your life from health perspective, brain perspective, whatever perspective is, you should definitely get in touch with Rob. So Rob, if we want to get in touch with you, so where can we find you?
My website is called theartofhealth.fit, F-I-T.
Okay.
As in fit.
Yeah.
Theartofhealth.fit. And if you go there, you can, there's various, all the programs are listed. And on the first page, you can download my Breakfast of Brilliance recipe, which is inflammation busting mind food, I call it. And it's just the most brilliant thing. It's something I eat every morning, and I've been doing for 3 years, and it's cured my arthritis. I don't know, it just helps everything. I've got a good figure. It's just a brilliant thing to have, and it's the food that you put in your body first thing, the first meal that you have of the day. It's so important. And I'm really interested in nutrition. Where's the? Oh, I don't know where the book is. I've got a book called by Dr. Michael Gregor called How Not to Die. It's brilliant. How Not to Die. It's a great title, but he talks about the science of food, and it really is the science. He does exhaustive research into every single type of food that you can imagine, and everything in my Breakfast of Brilliance recipe gets like a 10 out of 10 score in his book that you should eat more of. So it's just beautiful, beautiful food, and you can download that recipe just by going to the website, theartofhealth.fit.
And can we find you also on social media, Facebook,
Yeah,
Instagram?
yeah, I'm on Facebook. It's the Art of Health page. It's a page called the Art of Health. On Instagram, it's my name, Rob B, and it's Rob B, Art and Health.
Okay, perfect.
Rob B, Art and Health. Yeah.
I mean, I will put everything on the page on the UniToShine website, so people will hopefully find you easily. But thanks, Rob, a lot for everything you shared today. Thanks for being with us, and I'm sure all of you listeners will enjoy a lot as much as I did this podcast. And please get in touch with Rob if you are looking to change your life or just to get healthier. So thanks everyone, and see you in the next episode. Thank you, Rob.
Thank you. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much, Laurie. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Are you ready to turn your passion into a business? Is it finally time to make the difference you were born to make? Good, because we are here to help. Get started now at UniToShine.com.